If strong early starts are critical, then a lack of strong maintenance through all of the school years will waste them. What does this mean for us when we consider how literacy needs to be maintained through the school years? A fundamental fact about literacy for school is the significant change in demands over time, textual, cognitive and social demands. That is, how to manage and use and produce all the different kinds of texts that students face as readers and writers, texts that reflect the increasing distinctiveness of each of the disciplines of school knowledge. From their extensive study of language across the school subjects and the school years, Fran Christie and Beverly Derewianka in 2008 concluded that it's useful to outline 4 stages of school literacy that emerge over these school years. Students, they summarised, are faced with managing and producing literate language in these stages. First, students in the early childhood years encounter simple, common-sense knowledge that is expressed in congruent language, language in which the form of the words reflects the simple structure of the actual activities. For example, the doer of the activity is in the subject position of the clause, and the verb is the doing, with simple expressions of attitudes and evaluations. Second, for students in middle childhood, the common sense knowledge becomes elaborated as their language resources expand. Grammatical complexity emerges with expanded attitudinal and evaluative expressions.
A frenzy. It's a word that we don't often hear.
Third, for students in early to mid-adolescence, knowledge begins to become more uncommon sense. Grammatical complexity, increasingly non-congruent language emerges with expanded attitudes and evaluative expressions. Fourth, for students in mid to late adolescence, uncommon knowledge is expressed in highly non-congruent language, with abstraction, generalisation, and increasingly sophisticated expressions of judgment and opinion. Christie and Derewianka made 2 further crucial observations. Firstly, they showed how these developments took different forms in the literacy demands of the different subject areas in school. Second, they observed that in students' writing, it seemed clear that many students failed to make progress across stages 2 to 3 into uncommon sense and grammatical complexity. Now, looking back to Heckman's lesson number 7, we can see that maintaining early literacy learning, as far as schooling is concerned, must engage the particular demands each subject area places on students' reading and writing, as these develop through the school years. Several of my current research programs aim to address these issues. The more recent of these programs are located in the senior years of schooling because I wanted to get as clear a look as possible at these distinctive literacy demands that the curriculum areas present to students. By the senior years, we expect to see many students and teachers moderately well versed in the classroom talk, the reading and the writing that's characteristic of more specialised forms of curriculum-specific communication. The lessons and student work samples my colleagues and I have studied include the curriculum areas of biology, chemistry, history, music and physics.